Imagine for a moment that you're a job designer for Final Fantasy XIV. Now, before you go and spend your new game dev riches on that one blow-up doll you've been eyeing for a while, how about we go over your role real quick? Consider this your orientation of sorts. As a job designer, your goal is to make jobs that not only work well with the existing game mechanics, but also keep players coming back for more. You want a feedback loop that hooks them on dopamine and rewards them for executing simple yet fulfilling mechanics properly. Sounds pretty simple, right? Wrong. There's still one more thing. The curse of the console. You're designing with controller players in mind, and because you want this game to be accessible to as many potential customers as possible, that means jobs with skills that fit on the first hotbar are especially good. That gives you 16 major buttons that you expect to be pressed frequently, and another 16 minor buttons that even a Cure 1 spammer can swap to and use every other minute or so. Any button above this magic number is problematic for job design because 3 hotbars are very annoying to cycle through on controller. Now, because Scholar and Astrologian are suffering from this, you choose to ignore them because they're filthy little healers. Samurai, though? Now that's a DPS. A big boy job that has way too many minor buttons to fit on the hotbar, so your task is to fix that. Your mind may instantly fly to Guden and Sen-E. Couldn't that simply upgrade into Guden 2? A stronger potency AoE with fall-off damage? Or heck, you could turn Shoha 2 into a trait upgrade with the same thing. You could even make Ikishoten turn into Ogi Namikiri like you've done with other jobs. Any or all of these changes would be good ones to make. But you remember that you're supposed to simplify gameplay mechanics across the board. After all, that is what you did with Summoner. The numbers show more people play the job now, whereas it was just a niche playstyle before. Players clearly prefer simplicity, so let's rethink a bit. Is there anything we could remove that saves buttons and makes things appeal to casual players? Well, that's probably Kaiten, right? When you think about it, it's just an obligatory button you press right before every EI jutsu, so why not just remove it entirely since it doesn't matter? It won't change the playstyle, and everyone will be happy. Not only that, you're gonna let their big skills crit every single time. Damn, you deserve a raise. Players are gonna love it. Except they don't. You can take off that dunce cap right now because your job dev simulator is over. Well, just look at all of you. You get a glimpse at what healers go through and you just can't handle it. I'm giving you a hard time, shit sucks. But before I go further into this, I want to let you know a couple of things. One, I'm not complaining that the game itself is too easy. Easy and hard are completely subjective, and that's a really pointless argument to have. I am gonna talk about the deletion and pruning of job skills that are core to gameplay though, because it is impossible for anyone to understand the thought process behind some of these decisions. So here's the thing, as much as they want to give you the illusion that they're down to earth and not Mark Zuckerberg levels of out of touch, Square Enix is a company. They're here to make a profit. And when they make decisions you love or you hate, it's always done in the name of the bottom line. Trust me, they're not working on Island Sanctuary just to make me happy. They're doing it so I'll get addicted to that and maintain my sub. And damn do they know me well. If the devs could make more money by making players unhappy, they would. And they have. Why do you think new hairstyles are no longer given to the player automatically? Because by getting you to play PvP or run deep dungeons or farm MGP, they're making you engage with game mechanics that could get you hooked on that form of content. If nothing else, they've got you going until you get that item. The reasoning that Kaiten was removed to reduce button bloat is, at best, a half-truth, because Kaiten does require a little decision making. Not a lot, but you'll be punished with not having enough Kinki for your EI jutsu if you go around button mashing Shinten willy-nilly. Yeah, Kaiten may have only taken one brain cell to use properly, but the difference between using one brain cell and using absolutely no brain cells whatsoever can have a huge effect on job satisfaction. You're stepping not only on muscle memory from dedicated players, but you're removing a fun little wind-up animation that rewards you for proper Kinki management by powering up one of your epic gamer moves. What's not to love for a casual either? At best, this decision is neutral, and at worst, you're harming the experience of both casual you don't pay my subtypes and hardcore spreadsheets are my body logs or my blood types, all at the same time. So while the removal of Kaiten is pretty bad in my opinion, I think we should have seen this coming. It started with every healer getting reduced to 2 buttons, and then the highly controversial summoner rework. Like it or not, this is the current direction of 14. Jobs will continue to get easier and lose mechanics for as long as Square Enix sees that as the profitable thing to do. And while it will make the game more more accessible for a handful of new players, I don't think this is the best strategy long term. I think when the baseline content is very approachable as is, making the jobs very simple as well will eventually put you in a situation where 95% of content is easy to complete, and there's no real sense of progression when it comes to improving your own gameplay. Are we at that point yet? For some jobs, yes. For some jobs, no. Do I think Samurai will still be fun to play? Probably. Do I think losing Kaiten is a big deal? Yes, actually, because take it from a former healer main. If taking it away from you makes their job easier, they will absolutely do it. And they won't just stop at Kaiten. After all, Hakaze is just an obligatory button you have to press before every GCD combo. Why not just throw it away and let us start combos with Jinpu or Shifu? Or hell, why don't we just throw away Shifu and Hakaze, keep Jinpu, and make that give us both the skill speed and damage buff? Getting Sen would be much faster and way more accessible that way, right? Yeah, simplification can go on and on up until the point that your entire rotation is hitting one single button. It's just a matter of where you draw the line between too much thought to enjoy and too thoughtless to feel satisfied. You and I might draw that line in different places, but make no mistake that there is a line for every person. I just so happen to draw mine at Kaiten, since myself is a casual samurai and many samurai mains believe it's central to the gameplay loop. It added choice, reward, and punishment to the Kenki gauge. Without it, the Kenki gauge is effectively just the Shinten gauge. And ironically enough, having an entire gauge for just one skill with a lackluster animation, Scholar, is bad job design. I'm not trying to be a doomer or make everyone freak out and overreact, but the devs have shown a pattern that might not be the absolute best path to take going forward. That's all I'm saying. I think having easy content and engaging jobs is a good strategy, but having easy content and brain-dead jobs is, pretty cringe. Take it from someone who could probably apply to be a cringe mentor and get approved. As for what we can do about this, absolutely flooding the official forums did seem to work for getting Male Vieira on board. And considering it's just job skill, you might not even have to wait over 2 years to get it. Basically, if you hate this change, make it very hard for them to ignore that you hate it. That is, unfortunately, the only advice that I can really give. I promise my next video will be a shit post. I just had to join the Kaiten Simp Wave this time. What's that quote? When they came for the healers, I said nothing because I was not a healer. When they came for the ERPers, I said nothing because I wasn't an ER... Wait, that's not entirely true. Where was I going with this? Anyway, thanks so much for your understanding. I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you next week, gamers.